Hey youth, happy week 7.5 of quarantine. In a world where nothing is very certain, I am certain to have my coffee every day. I hope that you guys are finding ways to stay creative, to stay motivated, to stay positive. Given everything going on, there have been a lot of changes in the youth world that have taken place this week, and you'll start to hear about some of those changes as they roll out over the next few months, or possible changes. Everything is still kind of up in the air, but doing the best we can to make magic happen. As I always say, doing the best we can to do extraordinary things with ordinary people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so this week for your devotion, I actually wanted to read to you from the book of Matthew, but it's going to be the Message Remix version, which is a commentary or a translation put together by a guy named Eugene Peterson, who is a religious scholar. And it just tries to put the Bible into ordinary language for everyday people. And what I'm going to talk to you about for you to do this week as your activity is something that I've been thinking of a lot as I've been running a lot through Bush Park area and different parts of South Salem and things that I've been seeing. So I'm going to read to you from Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 through 34, and it's kind of long, so get comfortable. If you decide for God, living a life of God worship, it follows that you don't fuss about what's on the table at meal times or whether the clothes in your closet are in fashion. There's far more to your life than the food you put in your stomach, more to your outer appearance than the clothes you hang on your body. Look at the birds, free and unfettered, not tied down to a job description, careless in the care of God, and you count far more to him than birds. Has anyone by fussing in front of the mirror ever gotten taller by so much as an inch? All this time and money wasted on fashion, do you think it makes that much difference? Instead of looking at the fashions, walk out into the fields and look at the wildflowers. They never primp or shop, but have you ever seen color and design quite like it? The 10 best dressed men and women in the country look shabby alongside them. If God gives such attention to the appearance of wildflowers, most of which are never even seen, don't you think he'll attend to you, take pride in you, do his best for you? What I'm trying to do here is to get you to relax, to not be so preoccupied with getting, so you can respond to God's giving. But you know both God and how he works. People don't know God and the way he works, fuss over these things, but you know both God and how he works. Steep your life in God reality, God initiative, God provisions. Don't worry about missing out. You'll find all your everyday human concerns will be met. Give your entire attention to what God is doing right now, and don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. This verse has been a big encouragement to me in the last couple weeks, because as I look forward to the summer, I'm really having a difficult time wrapping my mind around the current state of things and the possibility that we might not be able to do things as we've done them before. We might not be able to have city camp as we've done it before. We might not be able to have our mission trip as we've done it before. And normally these things are within my control. And for the first time ever in 15 years of youth ministry, these things are out of my control. These decisions will be made by people I've never met, people who will determine what is safe and right for us. And that's okay. I've had to really lean into my faith and lean into my trust in God that He's going to provide for us, and not to get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow, but to adapt so that eventually we can thrive, and to do what's right, to protect the most people, and do the least amount of harm, potential harm even. So this week, I want you guys to think about loss. I want you to think about what you're missing, or what you're afraid of, or what you're afraid you will lose, or the things that you've lost because of the pandemic. And I want you to mourn them. But at the same time that you're mourning them, I want you to recognize the beauty that is still in the world. And when you see the beauty in the world, I want you to remember that if God takes care of animals and plants and earth and every blade of grass, like, He loves you that much more, and He's taking care of you, and everything is going to be okay in this. So this week, I want you to take pictures of different flowers that you find on your walk. I don't know if you guys realize this, but it's like peak floral season. Everything's in bloom. If you go on a walk around Bush Park, there's poppies, there's peonies, there's roses, there's tulips, like everything is beautiful. Just go out on a walk, take your camera, and just photograph all the pretty flowers you see, and share them. You know, go on your parents' Facebook and share the photos. Like, make someone's day, liven up their feed. Maybe upload them to your computer and email them to your grandma. Be like, Grandma, I saw these pretty flowers. I wanted to share them with you. You could take pictures and then go home and draw them. You could make cards out of them and send some snail mail and make someone's day. There are so many things you could do. But really, I want you to meditate on what's going on right now, and just to remember that life is still good. This is not what we anticipated coming into 2020, but this is where we are. And just rest in the knowledge that God is taking care of you and providing for you, and you are going to be okay. All right. I'm praying for all of you so much. I was up really late last night, just caught myself deep in prayer, and just so concerned about all of you and everything that you guys are going through, and just also understanding that I have absolutely no context as what it's like to be a teenager going through this coronavirus pandemic. That's not the story of my teenage years. So I feel for you, and I admit that I don't completely understand, but I am praying for you, and I hope all is well, and I hope I see you at Zoom Youth Group soon, and I love y'all. All right, cheers.